Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. And before we start, no, this isn't gonna be a follow-up to my Modern Warfare 3 video I did yesterday, and the whole Call of Duty thing. That's gonna be its own thing. I will respond to any comments on that video, but this is more about one of the things I said about that's gonna play a key role in this video, and that was that once you start branching out to other games and you break out of the Call of Duty cycle, you start to see how bad the Call of Duty franchise is. And Gamescom is basically where, I kind of had my point proven, because they announced a lot of games, and because I don't have many people to talk to about regarding those games, I figured, I'll make a video. So if you want to talk to me about, if you're not into like hearing me talk about what games I'm looking forward to from Gamescom, you're more than welcome to leave. But for those that want to, or want to start a discussion in the comments after watching this video or while you're watching this video, that works too. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with what one of the games I saw first was Little Nightmares 3. That game, honestly, seeing another entry really threw me off. Simply put, because I was under the impression that the original studio behind the first and second one, well, they weren't going to make another one afterwards. But I guess Supermassive Games, which you might have known for the Dark Pictures anthology, The Quarry, those kinds of games, I guess they're taking over now, and kudos to them. I'm really looking forward to that game and kind of seeing how they actually, well, yeah. And then also another thing too, I didn't even know, but yeah, Little Nightmares 3 is going to be co-op, so that's a neat little spin on that franchise. Next, Killing Floor 3, which who knows how many times I played the second one, and while it's fun, the only thing that annoys me is my favorite class is Gunslinger, and it always feels underutilized. That, and even like the rounds just end too quickly, because I would go for a long round, and even with the 10 rounds, 8 rounds, 6 rounds, or I haven't played in a while, but how long the matches tend, you never actually fully max out your pistols. You can only, or your weapons, you get a decent amount, but not enough that you get the full benefits of playing a long match. And on top of that, with the other 5 or 6 people on your team, you end up finding yourself trying to split the the points. And I don't know, I'm just hoping with Killing Floor 3 they do kind of work on the balancing of it. Like, I know it's like a PvE kind of thing, but at least kind of crank up the points a smidge so that it's more fun. Because what's the point of having, saving up points and then spending it on a weapon, and, it does noticeably less damage. It doesn't even have like an upgraded look to it. Or maybe it doesn't, I'm not paying attention. And then there's also Delta Force, which, wow, that game, it's basically what Call of Duty and Battlefield should have been. Or basically, more importantly, let's leave Call of Duty out of this one. It's what Battlefield 2042 should have been. And on honesty, they went a little nuts on the specialists, but they didn't really need to. And I don't know, hopefully Battlefield gets it together, but if not, Delta Force seems to be like my kind of cup of tea. Because another thing too, that game's gonna be free to play, and they're promising a lot. And from what I saw, it pretty much just has everything that I want. There was Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, but sorry, I kind of like, there's a lot, but I'm just going off the teaser trailer, and there wasn't a lot, so it's just speculations and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go to the next game, Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not really into fighting games, but I do like Mortal Kombat more or less just because it's over the top, gore and everything, the fatalities and all that. I'm always a fan of watching those or attempting those. Never a fan of the multiplayer, because from experience, it always seems like when it comes to multiplayer, like fighting someone else, they just spam the same moves, so there's no real uniqueness to the combos. But I'm still going to be looking forward to that game. And then there's the other game, Alan Wake 2, which, man, I don't know if you guys have seen my past videos or my other streams, but I was trying to quickly beat the game, because each episode, or yeah, because the game's broken into episodes, funny enough, but each one took me about an hour or almost 2 hours to finish. And it was amazing. But it's the fact that minor spoiler alert, but it's the fact that Alan is stuck, I guess, in like the darkness world or something like that. I don't know however he calls it, but when you beat all the main story, it leaves off on a cliffhanger, and there's two bonus episodes to kind of, see if he escapes or not. And from what I saw, it doesn't seem like he escapes at all. He's still stuck there. So, now that I actually managed to binge play the game and get caught up on the story, I'm just curious how the whole thing's gonna wrap up, because it was a good story, and we waited such a long time for a sequel, which, funny enough that I had to say we waited a long time, because that's where we follow up with the last game. There are other ones, but they're not. These are just like key games that I was mainly excited for. But yeah, the one game that we waited a long time for a sequel, Payday 3. That game, I wanted to get into it. I seen the expansions and everything that they included, and seriously, I did try to get into it, but it's the fact that I'm stuck playing it on a outdated engine. It was fun, but it's the fact that as I kept playing it and then did some research on it, I later found out that the game was made on a racing car engine, which, a racing game, which props to them for making that work. But it, when it carries over into console games and all that, it felt a little too clunky and wasn't very enjoyable to some extent. But I mean, this time around, they finally ditched it. They're going to Unreal Engine 5, and the more I look into it, the more I'm excited to finally play it, especially with if it ends up being crossplay with PC and Xbox. I can see that game being around for a long time. But yeah, other than that, that should be it for this video. I don't know what else I can say other than, I might make another follow-up video, because there is a day 2 to Gamescom, and I think there's a third day too. But I'm just fingers crossed that they announce X Defiant, because that's the one game I really want to get. Free to play and FPS game, that's all I want. They said that the release date was gonna be late summer, like around late summer. So yeah, we're like the last week away from August, and after that we're just down to early September. After that, I mean, it would suck if they delayed it, which understandable, because maybe they don't want to rush it. But it's more or less they need to release this game now, because if it hits October, they're gonna have to compete with the beta for or I don't know if the beta yeah, there is a beta for Modern Warfare 3, and that alone could actually make it harder for them to build a fan base. Not like it's gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna be hard to convince people to try the game when the main Call of Duty they're excited for is in a beta session. But yeah, I'm hoping. I don't know what else other games. I think they did list them, but I can't remember them. And to be honest, at this point, I might as well keep it a surprise, so that when I do see them, I'm just in shock. Because like I said, the only reason I found out about Killing Floor 3 was because I was just minding my own business, just getting ready through the day. And then I saw someone say, "Oh, I know a Flesh Pound when I see them. I hope they don't mess up Killing Floor 3." I'm like, Killing Floor 3? They teased that? And I saw the trailer, which was only like a minute long. But even in that short minute, I'm like, yep, that's definitely Killing Floor 3. And yeah, then I just from there went on YouTube, looked up Gamescom trailers, and just went to town on all the trailers. Which, again, I'm more or less just the kind of person that I would watch the the event itself, but sometimes I'd rather just watch the trailers. Although I did miss that one guy who kind of hopped on stage and said something about wanting Grand Theft Auto 6 and yada yada, that's kind of a dumb thing. Anyways, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and comment what you think about Gamescom so far and any games you're looking forward to. My socials will be in the description and in the About Me section. And until the next video, I'll see you all later.